ready?
Go for it.
There was once a little girl whose father happened to be a brain surgeon. Now, one day she went up to her father and asked her, much to his surprise, who are the easiest people to perform brain surgery on? Her father, despite being blown away by the question, thought it over carefully, and after a few minutes of thinking, replied that politicians were the easiest to perform brain surgery on. He went on to explain that most politicians are at least half brain dead to begin with, so not much collateral damage can really be done. Unfortunately for Americans in 2015, brain dead would sum up a lot of what our politicians do. However, there are two central politicians in the Republican Party, leader of the House John Boehner and leader of the Senate Mitch McConnell, that have proven time and time again that they are the exception to this rule. Now, with millions of Americans across the country not only wondering what 2015 holds, but also wondering how that could impact 2016, millions of Americans across the country have started asking themselves the question, what are the biggest challenges facing John Boehner and Mitch McConnell in leading the House and Senate? We can see that while they have many problems, their three premier challenges that they must get done are these. First off, they need to unite a very divided Republican Party. Secondly, both John Boehner and Mitch McConnell need to try working with Democrats and President Obama. And third and finally, they need to focus on 2016 while keeping 2015 in mind. And how it should be no surprise to anyone that the Republican Party is very divided. A Wall Street Journal article from January 3rd of 2015 went on to point out that there is a de facto civil war going on within the Republican Party between the extremist Tea Party Republicans and the more moderate mainstream Republicans. Now, no matter who is ideologically or politically right in this conflict, the fact is John Boehner and Mitch McConnell need to take it upon themselves to unite the Republican Party. As a Bloomberg article from January 28th of 2015 put it, if the Republican Party is divided, they cannot get anything done over the next 2 years, or have a very successful 2016. This is an uncomfortable reality that John Boehner and Mitch McConnell need to get accustomed to. As a Christian Science Monitor article from March 13th of 2015 went on to point out, one specific Republican senator stated that there are three political parties in Congress today: the moderate Republicans, the extreme Republicans, and of course the Democrats. It's hard enough to get anything accomplished in Congress with two political parties. Having a de facto third one would only throw it off that much more. So if John Boehner and Mitch McConnell want to get anything accomplished or pave the way for 2016, they must unite the GOP. That being said, though, they need to focus on more than just their own political party. They also need to ensure that President Barack Obama and the Democrats begin working with them. Now, a Christian Science Monitor article from March 28th of 2015 went on to explain that the Republicans effectively shot themselves in the foot for the rest of 2015 with the disastrous Department of Homeland Security funding fiasco. That, of course, being the Republicans' attempt to get back at President Obama and the Democrats on immigration by effectively shutting down the Department of Homeland Security. Not exactly a very smart move. And this only illustrates the fact that the Republicans, years after shutting the government down in a beef with Obama and the Democrats, are still miles apart from their liberal brothers. The unfortunate fact for Republicans is this: no matter how much they may hate the Democrats, if they want to get anything done in the next couple of years, they need to work with the Democrats and President Barack Obama. When you look at it, the Republicans simply cannot outvote their way around President Obama's veto orders. And as a Bloomberg article from March 17th of 2015 put it, until the Republicans start playing nice, they won't be playing anything at all. So for the simple fact that they want to get things accomplished in 2015, they need to start working with President Obama and the Democrats. Now, you can talk about how they must work with the other side all day long, but it does not come to the fact that they must focus on 2016 while keeping in mind that it is only 2015. A New York Times article from January 25th of 2015 went on to elaborate that Republicans have 3 suspected people in the Senate alone who could run for president in 2016. That doesn't take into account the countless governors and representatives who will throw their hat into the ring. This provides a unique challenge for the Republican Party in 2015. Because John Boehner and Mitch McConnell need to ensure that these Republican candidates not only don't eat themselves alive come 2016, but don't derail the Republican Party in 2015. Because no matter what happens, good or bad, in the next 2 years, if the candidates themselves become the focus of the issues in 2015, nothing will get accomplished. But they also need to keep in mind that while 2016 is very important to not only them but the Republican Party as a whole, that it is still only 2015. This is the first time in some 4 years that Republicans have won both the House and the Senate. It would make no sense, either politically or practically, for John Boehner and Mitch McConnell to effectively throw away the 2 years that they have leading the House and Senate only to disagree with President Barack Obama and not get anything accomplished, because they very well could be out of a job in 2016. Finally, however, a Wall Street Journal article from March 15th of 2015 went on to carefully elaborate that John Boehner and Mitch McConnell, to save their own jobs, need to ensure that 2016 goes smoothly. The unfortunate state of the Republican Party is this. They are a very weakened coalition despite leading both the House and Senate. However, if they can play their cards right and get just enough accomplished to set up the Republican Party for 2016, not only will they have their jobs back in 2016, but they'll actually have a chance to move on some of the political promises that they've made in the past. So for both political, pragmatic, and personal reasons, John Boehner and Mitch McConnell need to ensure that 2016 goes well while keeping an eye on 2015. So in returning to the question, what are the biggest challenges facing John Boehner and Mitch McConnell in leading the House and Senate? We can see that while they have many problems, their three biggest challenges are uniting a divided GOP, working with President Obama and the Democrats, and most importantly, focusing on 2016 while keeping in mind that it is only 2015. So yes, unfortunately for us Americans, most of our politicians are indeed brain dead. Let's just hope for the sake of John Boehner and Mitch McConnell that they can prove to break that mold in 2015.